Live from the City of Angels, Sunday morning. You know that means breaking box office. Top story, we have a record for A24 as Civil War is the #1 film in America. A lot of discussion about this film being an overperformer at $25.7 million. I would suggest to you the tracking on this film was between 20 and 30. So it's right in the middle. Is it an underperform? No, but is it going above and beyond and outperform, as we like to say? No, it's right in the middle of that and has some problems going forward. You guys know I don't like the film, but that's not why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. Let's go to Deadline. We'll get some of the details and we'll discuss what the issue is going forward. 25.7 million stateside. As you look here, the Civil War attendees politics, because remember, this is such a partisan world, is it not? So you have to look at what were the demographics of the people that attended. 22% considered themselves liberal, 19% Democrats, 11 moderate, Republicans only 6, evangelical Christians 6, and politically conservative 5. So the majority was a liberal audience, which would not be surprising, right, given the state of Hollywood and how conservatives seem to really loathe. And I'm telling you what, let me tell you something as we get ready to roll, and we got tonight too on the big show, the Sunday Evening Spectacular. I'm about done with Hollywood. It's really apparent at this point that there is such an agenda being forced, and I am not, and you guys know this, so if I'm saying this, you know that we have a problem. I am the last guy to be anti-woke. I will call it out if it is there. But now, with so many of these films, they're so dark. They're so hopeless. And I don't want to see this shit anymore. I don't know if you guys feel like that. We'll talk about it tonight. Okay, I got to stick to the box office numbers. That's our big topic here tonight. Markets that overperformed: L.A., San Fran, D.C., Phoenix, Austin, San Diego, and Denver, and smaller regional markets, including El Paso, Waco, Oklahoma City, and Charlottesville, which, of course, was featured in the movie. They said they were going to Charlottesville because, of course, we know what happened in Charlottesville. So we're going to politicize it even more. But it's not political, this movie. Those folks, typically hardcore left wing. It's not political. Guys, don't be too left or too right. Just don't do it. Just stay in the middle, for fuck's sake. Why is it so hard? Why are you even tribal in the first place? It's the sign of being, let me just be honest with you, a loser. If you are politically one way or the other too far, you are very likely very limited in your thinking. And you shouldn't be that way. Pick and choose. If you want to lean to one side, that's fine. But don't do everything like that. Film Twitter, I'm tribal. I'm everything. That's why you guys are all so boring. Fuck. Film Twitter is literally full of the most boring weirdos on planet Earth. Hey, listen, I just want to talk about box office, and now I'm hammering Film Twitter. What a surprise. That's what we do here. So, listen, they're talking here about the projection. Is this, above what many expected? Listen, it's a $50 million film, $20 million in marketing. So it's quite a bit they're in for this film. Obviously, the IMAX was big on this film to have that PLF, really the standard bearer, right? When you talk about an IMAX, it had those screens. So that was very important for this film. It'll lose those film screens. A majority of them, I believe they go to, is it Abigail next week? Next week's pretty light. So it will definitely be in trouble. Here's why this film is in trouble. Let me tell you. Because when you look at that cinema score, and it's a B-, that's a bad grade, okay? Cinema score goes obviously from A to F, but the higher you go is you have to be in that A- and above. It's super heavily weighted on the top end. So once you start dropping like a plus or a minus all the way down to a B-, it's much further than traditional scale. You say B- is, good minus. No, it's lower than that. And I think it speaks to what I talked about on this film, that hour-long stream. I hate this film. I literally think it's not even a well-made film. We can't even forget about the nasty political divide that it does certainly represent for this country. That's the last thing we need, the last movie we need right now. The fact that the musical choices in this film are a disaster. I'm telling you, this is one of these films that if you are a champion of, you signal to me you have no idea what you're doing. I talk about this all the time, and it's there. It's right in front of you. So just remember, this is a bad film. There's not even a question about it. And for my boys coming after me on Twitter, I'm right, you're wrong, as always. I mean, it's how it goes. It's like every single time. So we can continue playing the game, but you'll always lose. So it's fine by me. So here's the issue. Going forward with that B-, this is turning into the Sunday evening show. I was just going to do the box office. It's a B-. That means bad word of mouth. That means this film is in trouble going forward. You look at the films that drop in weekend number 2, they all do, right? But how strong can you hold in that second weekend? Can you keep it closer to 50, 40? You saw Dune in the high 30s over and over. And then you look at a film like A Monkey Man down 60% this weekend, and that is another indicator of where this film is headed. Civil War is going to have another tumble like that. Here's how bad it is for Monkey Man, another film that's bad, okay? These are 2 bad films in a row, and certainly 2 very overrated Film Twitter films. Are you surprised? Film Twitter does not know how to evaluate films. They have no clue what actually works in the real world, so of course they're going to recommend Monkey Man and Civil War, which is a really brutalizing 1-2 punch if you sat through those films. Down 60%. Here's how bad it was for Monkey Man. It lost to Dune 2 in weekend number 7. Dune 2 beat Monkey Man second weekend. That's how bad it is. And I was told, remember Film Twitter again, our good buddies that live in some kind of fantasy world. Oh, it's going to hold. Monkey Man's going to be the next John Wick. Down 60%. That's a bad number. If this film was beloved like you guys said it is, which you're wrong again, guess what? It wouldn't have dropped 60. It dropped 40. It dropped 60, which tells me audiences don't like it, which means I'm right again. Ring Weber up for another point. That's why the people lose their minds on Twitter, because I'm always right. They go, well, Weber's right again. Damn that guy. Oh, that guy drives me crazy. Godzilla Kong, down 60%. That is another big drop. Listen, it's 50%. I got to switch. It's actually 50. 50% again this weekend. The good news for this film is $400 million worldwide, and it is at 150 plus domestic. So it's a hit. Obviously, we're going to get another Godzilla Kong. Oh my God, please. This last 3 weeks have been really and truly brutalized for me. I saw a film called Arcadian. We'll discuss tonight. Not a good film. Monkey Man, bad. Civil War, ugh. And then Godzilla Kong, zzz. This is a bad stretch. I mean, we're in April, obviously. We know that we don't get the good stuff now, and it's proof when you look at what we're being served at the box office. Let's go ahead and do our top 10 and discuss some of these films a little bit more in detail. If I skipped over them, I think I got to the major one, Civil War at 25.7. Let me explain one other thing about Civil War. People talking about this is a runaway hit. Look at the per-screen average, $6,700. What was the per-screen average on Dune and Godzilla, 2 recent films that won their opening weekend? $20,000 per. So you're looking at a 3x multiple of those films versus Civil War. So listen, I understand budget. My point is, from a popularity standpoint, this film was 1/3 as viewed as those films. So do not let the media tell you everybody ran out to see Civil War. Everybody saw it. It's the biggest film ever. This is A24 spinning this shit. I'm beginning to think that a lot of this is really just the studios imparting their will upon these trades, Deadline, and you look at a variety of THR. It outperformed. It really didn't. It didn't underperform. It was a slight outperform, slight. It was not some massive win. Yes, it's their biggest opener ever, but you're talking about a studio that releases niche films, right? Come on, guys. The biggest film they had before this for an opening was Hereditary. Most of their films don't even open wide. They open in platform. So it takes time to build. So you're never going to have a big opening weekend. So you got to remember all these things when you throw it in here with a Civil War. It's all part of the composite picture. You cannot just say one, oh, it's a success. It's a success. Okay, let's go. It's not a failure. We'll find out next weekend. It's not going to be someone said $100 million on this film. These people, I'm telling you guys, we'll talk about it tonight. You need to stop listening to Film Twitter. They are truly, I honestly believe, there is no one more myopic as a group of human beings than the people that inhabit Film Twitter, weirdos with no idea with how the world actually works. Many of them don't even have jobs. Whoever's destroying Film Twitter again. Oh my God. Literally. I saw, can I tell you, tonight we'll talk about it. I saw multiple Film Twitter. You guys will see. Send them to me if you see them. Here's my Cash App. Don't do that. Can you imagine being that lame? Here's my Cash App. I'm running low on money. Can you pay for my life to go watch movies? These people are not to be taken seriously at any point. Number 2, Godzilla Kong down 50% this weekend with 4,000 per. So look at this. In weekend 3, Godzilla was only $2,500 per screen behind. So again, remember, this is all relative when you talk about the Civil War success or lack thereof, or right in the middle. Ghostbusters is number 3 with 5,500. It's now still not even at 100. I think that's the last Ghostbusters we will see. Kung Fu Panda 173 stateside alone, down only 29%. Obviously the only family film in the marketplace, unless you take your kids to see Monkey Man. Hey kids, let's go watch Monkey Man. I bet you that's an awesome family movie. Dune 2 beats Monkey Man, as I said. For 5th place, Dune 2, 6, Monkey Man, 7th, The First Omen, down 55%, only 14.6 million. I'll try to see that movie. I know you guys say the direction's good. I'm sure it is. It's got to be better than Arcadian. We'll talk about that tonight. Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is like one up, one down, one up, one down. It's always that way. Dream Scenario, up. Arcadian, down. It's just like back and forth with that guy. Willy's Wonderland, up. This is so much better than Five Nights at Freddy's. Shrek 2 in that re-release is got $890 per screen. And then whatever the hell was last. I don't even know. D-Tour D-Day the movie. Sugar. What is that? I don't even know what that is. All right, couple of comments, then we're out of here. We'll talk, man, tonight's going to be fun. We're just going to go ahead and brutalize Film Twitter again. That's what we do. And they hate it. I have a guy on Twitter who he doesn't follow me. He blocked me. We'll talk about this loser tonight. And he still watches the streams. It's like, dude, let me tell you something. If I block someone on Twitter, the last thing I'm doing is following them in the real world. Like, let me see what else they're doing. That's obsessive, weird behavior. But that explains Film Twitter. They're obsessive, weird people. So this is very accurate. It's dead on. B- cinema score is going to sting, but next week looks soft. Abigail, 100%. These two films are definitely not going to do major damage in Abigail or on Gentlemanly Warfare. I know that screen again last night. I just don't love Guy Ritchie films. I'm sure I'll see the film, but I'm not a huge Guy Ritchie guy. So I'm not a Guy Ritchie guy. So, no, I'm not going to be the next Nerdrotic. We'll talk about that tonight. But I'm just telling you, I'm starting to turn on Hollywood hard because I'm tired of these dark films that have no humanity. You go back to the 80s and 90s, you look at the films we had a lot of films that had hope, that celebrated life. We don't have that anymore. Civil War is disgusting across, first of all, as a film, from a filmmaking perspective, Alex Garland's direction is poor, and the choices he made are bad. And the film is overall really, truly something I wanted to walk out of. So I'm, of course, but I just gave you the numbers and I gave you the spin. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'll talk about that tonight. I'm just, this movie. Dune 2 hit 300 domestic. It's close. Remember, it's at 680 worldwide, by the way, on Dune 2. I think when you look at a Dune 2, we had it a little too high. I had it at 775. It's really going to be about 100 under that. Maybe it gets to 700 worldwide. That looks like that's the stopping point at this point. That's fine. We're going to get Dune Messiah. You know they're already starting to make it. I called that when we see it. The fact that you guys were all like, oh, they're making Dune Messiah. Guys, you see the end of Dune 2. They're making Dune Messiah. Come on. It's like these things don't even need to be discussed. It's an inevitability. I don't understand why people get so excited when they find out they're making something that we all knew they were going to make, but it's just weird. How divisive is it? Listen, we'll talk about that tonight. I don't want to do that right now. I just wanted, this is more comments than I usually do. Monkey Man was bad. Sophic, I know you're defending the film. I don't like Monkey Man at all. Cinema score missing the mark. Now listen, I would give this film, if I was in CinemaScore and they handed me the card for Civil War, you guys know I'd give it a D. It would be low. I mean, I actually consider going over to the Burbank 16 to buy a ticket so I could take the CinemaScore and give it an F, just because I hate the film. I mean, I'm allowed to do these things. And if Film Twitter doesn't like that, I got a big hint for you. Deal. There's nothing you're going to do. You can't stop me. And the fact that you obsess about what I do is weird. You need to listen. I'm going to explain something to those of you who obsess over what I do and how I run my show and whatever I do in my life. You need to focus on you. In the case of that random weirdo who blocks me and then tweets about me, you need to run on the treadmill. You need to worry less about me and go to the gym. That's what my advice is. It's not hard, guys. We'll do this tonight. This is tonight's show. I'm already doing tonight's show on Sunday morning. That's going to do it for Breaking Box Office. Tonight's show is going to be off the chain, as they say, back in 2010. I'll see you back here live from LA. Peace out. See you tonight for the Sunday